let me do this way. Karmelo Anthony should not have been charged with murder.
Move this man!
No, he should have been charged with manslaughter. That's what he should have been charged with. I'm going to break down two specific key pieces of evidence that was in trial. But before we do that, I want to understand how the media manipulated and played in front of everybody's face, because what you were told is not actually what happened. Let's go with step one, how the media tried to say this was about two brothers approaching a black kid in their team tent.
We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life, never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with me, just brothers, just having my back. And things started getting more higher intensity. And the kid said some aggressive stuff, reckless stuff, and also try to handle the problem. And
yeah.
Austin was always one to step up. He always was one to step up and be the person that would do the right thing.
So you notice how they never had a problem with him being there at first. See, that's the issue. That's the brother Hunter. They never say anything about him being in the tent at first. Oh, it's some random kid sitting in our tent. It freaking rained. There were two other tents, but those were full. And you got to remember, Karmelo's team presented evidence of a kid saying from that school, come over here and chill with us. Let's keep on going, because now they have to switch it. The mother picks up on this and had to somehow make Karmelo the perpetrator before anything ever happened.
And he was doing the right thing by saying to this gentleman that you're not supposed to be in this tent. This is because they have personal items there.
A lot of stuff gets stolen, just like that, just precautions and stuff. And our coaches always told us don't let, other schools, mess with our stuff, just sit around our tent area. And we set that up for the girls' track every meet we had. So it's just he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. He was it's just a tragedy what happened.
He wasn't supposed to be there because he's a thief. Got it. But if he wasn't supposed to be there in the first place, why ain't y'all say something? Y'all come from a group of people who are known for saying, I'm going to call the police. Why didn't they get a freaking staff, teacher, or a coach to tell the young man to leave? If I was in a place where I wasn't supposed to be, and let's just say two white guys came up to me, you know what they're going to say? I'm going to call the police because you're trespassing. And I would expect that. But all of a sudden, y'all was watching stuff. Now y'all the police. Now he was going to steal. And listen to this part, because this is the most dangerous part of this interview.
And then what happened, Austin? After your brother stepped up, what happened then?
He stepped up over there, asked him to move, got aggressive. He grabbed the bag, and then I whipped my head around, and then all of a sudden I see him running down the bleachers, grabbing his chest, just blood rushing out. He said, he got stabbed. He got stabbed. First, I froze for half a second. I didn't know what to do. And then I saw him about to fall. I went to go over there. I grabbed him. I see.
Stop.
Let me say this again and again and a freaking again, because we live in a stupid ass world that you can say something and they completely take other things out. I don't believe Austin Metcalf deserved to die. I don't. Sorry. If you believe that little kid deserved to die at the hands of that other little kid, something wrong with y'all. Both sides. I'm directly in the middle, because what I understand, that other people will not is what we're actually seeing, opposed to where people are irrationally trying to justify shit. But understand this. That story that he just told is straight up bullshit. Proven by the actual factuals. All right. So y'all seen it, right? Now let me break it down to y'all how you see a two-handed push by a group of kids. So Karmelo is surrounded. The bullshit about the brother turning his head and all that, this is why it's not really a race thing. Because it wasn't just two white boys approaching a little black kid. There was a couple of black kids with the two white boys, so it wasn't about race. This was about tribalism, aka their high school. That's where people are mixing it up and messing it up. Tribalism exists. That's why when people say certain shit, it doesn't make sense. I can break down a whole nother video on that shit because, boy, anyways, I want y'all to pay attention to this shit right here because I show you exactly what his lawyers couldn't do and what nobody else was going to do. Roll it. So I want y'all to pay attention because you see the altercation going. I'm going to drop an arrow on which one is Karmelo. But you see Austin actually push him. That's Karmelo. Watch Austin push him. Boom. He approached him. Then you see the other kids start to go after him. Let's play that again. Watch how the other kids start to go after him. Slower. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 kids start to go at him as he runs. I'm going to play it in reverse so y'all understand. This is Karmelo running away from more kids trying to get on his ass. We put him back in the tent. You can see that Karmelo was approached by Austin and pushed by Austin, which some people would consider assault. So you can see there's 4 kids over there. So y'all got to see Austin walk over there and push him. He was emboldened by his crowd. That's not a murder charge. That's a manslaughter charge. Now, if people want to argue about the placement of the weapon, then you got that argument. But I don't believe that little dude should have been charged for no freaking murder. And I found it funny how the mom was so meticulous. She called him a gentleman. So she tried to already call him grown, even though her big ass goddamn sons is way bigger than him. Karmelo wasn't approached by a brother and his brother by 2 twins. Karmelo was approached by 5 kids. That's why they was about to get on his ass. If Karmelo would have swung, he was going to run no matter what. He done had no knife on him. He was going to swing no matter what. Here's what I truly believe. I believe all them kids came up there, sat down. Karmelo wasn't bothering nobody. They looked at him like, hey, you don't go to our school. AKA in gang terms, hey, where you from? We call it banging back when you say where you from. But in these civilian terms, oh, I go to whatever high school. Gang banging terms. Who you know up over here, homie? Civilian terms. What are you doing over here? There's a whole other tent right there. Karmelo, I got somebody that's up over here that told me to come up over here. Gang banging terms. Oh, my uncle, my people, they stay up over here. Civilian terms. Hey, you have to go over there. This is our school. Karmelo, I'm not leaving. Gangbanging terms. You have to get the fuck up out the spot, homie. Karmelo, nigga, I ain't doing a motherfucking thing. Civilian terms. Yo, you need to leave. You had to go. You're not supposed to be here. This is our stuff. You go to that rinky-dink ass damn school anyways. You shouldn't even want to be up over here. That's what his own friends testified to. Gangbanging terms. Hey, homie, that's where you from? Man, fuck them. Back to it. See, they're so hung up on the mediocre, the minute, the small shit of quote-unquote race that even black people got to go, all right, bruh. The race part factors into the justice system. See, they don't tell you that a black person is 3 times more than likely than any other ethnic group in America to be found not guilty or exonerated by 3 fucking times. So I don't want to hear some bullshit about arrest rates because it's all flunky bullshit anyways. And if you mad about what I said, let's switch it to the race factor. 5 black kids approach a white kid and tell his ass to leave. And the white boy say, I ain't going nowhere, man. So one of the black kids walk up and push him. White kid pull out a knife, stab one. Other black kids start to get on his ass, but then they realize, oh shit, their homie got stabbed. So they start rendering aid. Do you think that that's a murder charge? If you made it this far, I appreciate it. If you mad and I'm out of here. Remember one thing that's for certain, 2 things for sure. It is what it is. Youngin got 35 years. He'll do about 17, and that'll be that. He probably gonna end up doing like fucking 19 or 20, more than likely. I think he's gonna be denied his first try unless he's been on a strict program. And like I said, he needs to reach out to the Metcalf family eventually and start to foster a relationship with them, because it's only going to matter about when the victims come up, when the victims' families come up and start preaching about certain shit and everything. The best thing he can do, all that crying and all that shit that he pulled off.
Over there, guys. All right.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
What's happening right now? Victim is over here in the north end.
He needs to be contrite towards the family, write the family, even if they ain't gonna want to hear it. Every single couple of months, I would say every 4 months, write the family, apologizing for what happened, because he wouldn't be dead if it wasn't for his ass. It's not just his actions, it's the actions that stemmed prior to him bringing the knife. Why did he feel the need to bring a knife? Was he being bullied and all that shit? Are there documents that support that and all that? Me, I used to have a little flick knife, used to clean my fingernails and shit because I played football, I played basketball, I played baseball, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's that. I didn't have a nail file or any of that shit, anything like that. I didn't want dirty ass fingernails. But if you need further proof of why Seti Nash is saying manslaughter and not murder, let's go to Texas Penal Code 19.02. A person commits a murder if they intentionally or knowingly cause the death of another person. That means intent. If Karmelo is, let's see, right-handed, so he's right-hand dominant and he's stabbed. So with my right, if Austin is standing with his right to stab him, that's not intentional. That's just his dominant hand. If he would have been left-handed, he would have stabbed him in the left. Second part is intended to cause serious bodily injury and commit an act clearly dangerous to human life that causes death. I don't see that there. Commit or attempt certain felonies and someone dies as a result. I think his intent was to protect himself. But here's where I say manslaughter. Under Texas Penal Code 19.0.4, a person commits manslaughter if they recklessly cause the death of another person. And I believe his behavior was reckless. He just stabbed the goddamn shit. It is what it is. But hey, if you disagree, then you disagree. If you agree, then you agree. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be in prison. But what I am saying is that that murder charge should not have been. That's, to me, why they even brought in manslaughter, because they were trying to get a conviction, which means they should have been charging that in the beginning. But the way that the courts work, it was only going to have to be introduced by that way through the end of it. So there's that part. But subscribe, turn on that bell, stay notified, and share to keep your people aware. If you're still rocking with me, you're still rocking with me. If not, then kick rocks. I don't give a fuck. But click right here to see how, let me see which one I got for y'all today. You feel me? Da, 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 da. What we got? Oh, no jumper. Gang bang motherfucking capital up over there. Hey, gang banging. Click right here. It's guns. It's Adam 22. It's in Los Angeles County. They gang banging over there with no jumper, homie. Click right there for that video or click right there for the playlist, and I will catch you on the next one. Hit that like button if you like something. Hype it up if you like this stuff. I will catch you.